Hey, Dustin Hockensmith with Greg Pickel here for PennLive.com. Talking some Penn State recruiting, the 19th commitment in the class, Journey Brown, a running back from Meadville. Not a lot of buzz on the national recruiting scene for him. Did have offers from Syracuse and Temple, but he has said as much, Greg, that his grades weren't where they needed to be all through the fall. He got them to a good place, and I think that led to the Penn State offer. And then the other part of this is he's a good example of why production doesn't necessarily equal high-level FBS offers. Penn State did come along and offer him. My theory on this is, and I will let you talk at some point, Greg, is that they were in position to gamble a little bit with the running back in this class. They didn't need to go out of their way to beat down the door for DeAndre Swift. They're in such good shape and so young at running back. This is a boom or bust kind of kid, and I think he's got a good chance to boom.
Yeah, I think he does too, Dustin. I think that he's the kind of guy that you're sometimes going to see in the recruiting process where you look at his numbers and say, why does he not have more offers? And then you start to break it down a little bit. He's been very open about the fact that he had to get his grades improved before more schools came knocking, so I think that had something to do with it. I think the fact that, schools were poking around on him, but they started poking maybe a little bit later than they do with other kids, and I think a lot of places filled up at running back, especially the regional schools that would recruit a kid like Journey Brown. So Penn State comes along late. They figure out that they have room for a running back. I think that sort of unexpected Antoine White transfer might have had maybe some, surely expected for them, unexpected for us. I think that might have something to do with it. But he's a good player, and Penn State's going to be able to use him on offense, defense, and special teams if it chooses to. I think it will, and that's only going to add to the value that he provided during his time at Penn State.
A couple of things on the production front: over 7,000 career yards, over 100 career touchdowns. He averaged 12 yards plus per carry in high school. It's not bad. He was a state track champion. I mean, I think his speed is legitimate. It's been legitimized a bunch of times. One other thing on him, we asked him earlier in the week where the name Journey came from. There's not a lot of meaning to it.
There's not.
His mother's name is Buffy. His sister, he has a sister named Music. Yep. So I think they just have awesome names in the Brown family. But he first came on the scene a couple years ago as a junior when Meadville beat Du Bois 107-90. He rushed for 722 yards and 10 touchdowns. And for me personally, that's where I recognized his name from initially. And that's where I made 2 and 2 together after he committed to Penn State.
Yeah, I think most people did. I think there were a lot of people that sort of took a step back and said, hey, that's that guy that ran for all those yards last year and had a video game-like numbers. And then, obviously, again, like Dustin said earlier, sometimes production doesn't always lead to offers. It's just the way it works sometimes. In this case, it led to, for him to get one at Penn State, and he wasted no time committing.
There you go. Journey Brown, the 19th commitment in Penn State's 2017 recruiting class. Like it or not, you're going to see more of us here on PennLive's Penn State football page. Just check us out, PennLive.com/Penn State football. Follow us on Twitter as well, @PSU football.